In every forgotten attic, there lies at least one object that was abandoned for a reason, and Marcus found his on a storm-lit evening, an object that had been waiting for him. The storm rolled in like a living beast, shaking the old family estate to its bones as rain battered the windows and thunder cracked open the sky. The attic's dim light flickered nervously, as though afraid of what hid in the shadows. Marcus, a hardened journalist who trusted facts more than fear, had returned to claim the house he'd recently inherited. While sifting through dust-choked relics, his foot struck something beneath a pile of moth-eaten cloth. Kneeling, he uncovered a leather-bound diary, its cover etched with strange, shimmering symbols. A faded inscription warned, "Read at your peril. The words within awaken what should sleep forever." Scoffing at what he assumed was Victorian melodrama, Marcus opened the diary, just as a cold gust extinguished the candle beside him, plunging him into an unnervingly alive darkness. He should have closed it, should have left, but curiosity outweighed caution. The first entry, dated 1897, belonged to Eliza Harrow, the estate's former owner, her handwriting trembling with terror as she wrote, "The walls whisper at night. They know my name. They know my sins. I fear they know my husband's fate as well." Marcus dismissed it as folklore, but later that night, sleep evaded him. The storm had quieted, yet the house felt tense, as if holding its breath. Then he heard it, a soft, deliberate scratching. He sat up. Again, the scraping came from behind the wall, growing louder, forming a rhythm like Morse code, scratch, pause, scratch, scratch, pause, until finally, it spelled out his name, M-A-R-C-U-S. His blood chilled. "Just an animal," he whispered, though he knew no animal spelled names in the dark. The next day he returned to the diary. Eliza's entries had grown frantic. "They are not ghosts. They are guilt made flesh. My husband disappeared after I wrote my anger for him into these pages. Now he watches me from mirrors. Not alive. Not dead." Marcus smirked until he caught sight of his reflection in the window, smiling. But he wasn't. The reflection's grin was slow, twisted, knowing. He stumbled back, shaken, muttering that he just needed rest. But the moment he tried to sleep, the whispers returned, not from the walls, but from inside his head. Liar, traitor, murderer. They recited sins buried deep within him, things he had never spoken aloud. Frost crept over the windows, the temperature plummeting while shadows stretched toward him. He slammed the diary shut, but the whispers did not stop. By the third night, Marcus was unraveling. Barricaded in the bedroom, with lights blazing and the diary clutched like a cursed lifeline, he read Eliza's final warnings. The diary consumes guilt. To survive, you must write your sins. But each confession feeds the shadows. They grow stronger with every truth, hungrier with every word. Desperate, Marcus grabbed a pen and wrote with trembling hands, "I left my brother to take the blame for the accident. I knew he'd go to jail, and I let him." The whisper ceased, instantly, only for the shadows to stretch. Across the floor, rising into tall, human-like shapes, one stepped forward, its face twisting into his father's hollow-eyed, tormented features. "You think confessing saves you?" the figure hissed in a layered, broken voice. "You only feed us." Ice-cold hands seized Marcus's shoulders as the wall behind him rippled like liquid darkness, opening into a whispering void. He fought desperately, but the diary slipped from his hands, flipping open to Eliza's last message. "The curse ends only when passed on, but the diary chooses who lives and who becomes its next chapter." In a final burst of terror, Marcus grabbed a broken lamp and smashed it down on the diary. Flames exploded as if the book had long awaited fire. The shadows recoiled with screeches that rattled the walls. The house convulsed, windows shattered, floorboards split, while Marcus raced for the exit. Just as he reached the door, a whisper slid across his mind like a razor. "You cannot destroy what you've already become." Weeks later, the mansion lay in ruins. Investigators found no body, only one unburnt page from the diary. Marcus's confession. Locals whispered about a strange man wandering the woods at night, mumbling to himself, his eyes glowing faintly like burning embers. Some claimed they heard scratching on their doors at midnight, spelling their names in that same dreadful rhythm. Marcus might have escaped the flames, but the curse had claimed him entirely. He had become the diary's vessel, collecting sins, whispering them into the dark, waiting patiently for the next soul to claim. Secrets don't stay buried. If you don't face them in life, they will consume you in death and drag you into a silence that never stops whispering.